Hello, I'm back. Oh my goodness, guys, it is day 4 and I'm still getting butterflies. I think we have a connection. We are kicking off today's Illustrator challenge with creating some characters. You lucky people. Usually I make you hungry, but we've got something slightly different today. Hi! Oh, so good to see so many of you here. Oh my gosh. Hello. I neglected YouTube last time. I'm so sorry. I do love you guys. It was my bad entirely. Entirely. East Tennessee. I have never been. It's very hard to spell. But hello. Hello from London. Oh, you know what? Before we get started, I must remember to set my timer because we only have 25 minutes. So, at least you guys don't have to eat before you get started on today's stream. We're not doing food. We are doing characters. So I'm going to take you through the oh, why is my face always in the way, man? Why? There we go. We're going to create a custom I spelled character wrong. What? You know what I mean. We're going to create a custom character out of basic shapes, and we're going to use how to learn how to use the pathfinder tool, different coloring methods, and then we're just going to build the scene. North Ants? Where is North Ants? Hi from Sweden. Hello. Rabia and it's Mokov. Sorry, I had to get really close to my phone there. My eyesight is terrible. It's not a good thing for an artist, is it? Right. So if you guys are ready, we are going to get started. So this is your scene. Hi, Steve. Steve. Yelling my name. I love it. So what we are going to do today, as I said, we're going to make a basic character. Now, there's a few ways of doing this, but the key word here is basic. You can make it as complicated as you want, but for the purposes of this exercise and for the file that I've set up for you, we're going to make the character out of basic squares, rounded rectangles, not cylinders, we're working in 2D circles. Thank you, Sam, for dropping the link. The way I want you to think about this is everything can be broken down into basic shapes. Like, my head is quite rectangular. I've got a long face. Bodies can be made up of squares. Long arms can be made out of like long rectangles. Hands can be simplified into circles. So why don't we start from the top and work our way down? So with the square rectangle tool selected, I'm just going to, with the new layer selected as well. There we go. We are just going to draw a shape like this. It looks all right. If we're making a robot, which we're not, we're making a face. So we're going to make it a bit more rounded. You guys remember we talked about these little rounded handles here. We're going to click on one and then drag it in. Shapes. Yeah, we do love our shapes around here. And drag it in. Now remember, if you at any point can only end up dragging in one corner, it's because you've selected one and it's just highlighted. Can you see it highlights there? Just the one. We want to select all of them. So with the direct selection tool selected, it brings up all of them, and then you can drag all of them in like so. Or if you know an exact number, you can put it up in the corner up here. Can you see this symbol? Mine's at 47. You know what? Why not round it up to 50? What does that look like? Looks all right. So this is going to be my base for the head. Greetings from... Where are the flatlands? What? Okay, you guys are going to expose how terrible my geography is. I wasn't prepared for that today. We're going to make the ears now, and I have little ears. I'm not going to show you mine because I don't want you to make fun of me. But we're going to... Well, let's say we're building me. I'm going to build the ears out of circles. But we're going to cut them in half using our pathfinder tools over here. So I'm going to create the outer shape, and then I'm going to duplicate that by holding Alt click and just dragging the layer up, and holding the Alt click here. I'm just gonna holding Alt and Shift so it maintains its proportions. A bit smaller. Yeah. Yeah. I like the look of that. Oh, we have a community Discord. Thank you for that. So now we're going to drop a rectangle over the top of it. It's going to make sense in a minute, I promise. And I'm going to fill that in. So the idea you can see here is that I just want this part of the ear. So we need to select all of this to get the pathfinder to work the way I want. Do I want it this way? Well, since it's on top, I can actually remove the top. There are shape modes, so you can minus the front, which will just get rid of the front one. So there we go. We have an ear. Simple like that. Although it does kind of look like a bit of a cup. Let's duplicate that so it looks a bit more like a face. It's a process, guys. You got to trust the process. Are we learning languages? You guys are putting me to shame. I only know like... I would say I know English, but I'm not going to embarrass myself because I spelt character wrong at the start of this. So I've dragged this other ear over to the side. Please make SpongeBob. Well, SpongeBob, interestingly enough, is probably a very easy shape to make. It's squares and long rectangles. So if you fancy taking on this challenge yourself, you can make SpongeBob and you can send it to me. Feel free to tag me. From these path properties, I'm going to flip it around. So I got 2 ears here. You know what? This is dealer's choice here, but I quite like having the ears a little bit lower down. I think it looks quite cute. It kind of looks like a nose as well. From the side, it kind of does actually. You're right. But see, this is the way you can build characters. It's all shapes and the way you combine them. So, you know, like I've been saying, the limit is your imagination. And I know you guys are very creative, so I have no doubt she'll make something awesome. Shall we move on to the eyeball? I feel like, well, I don't have very round eyes, but for the purpose of this exercise, let's pretend I do. Using the ellipse tool, I'm going to hold down Shift, click and drag. And I'm going to drop... Well, there's a big eye. I don't think my eyes are that big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Look about right. Probably. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. We're going to add color later. It's not all going to be black and white. Go, Storm, go. Hi, Pixie. That is my little sister. I think you guys all know by now to stick around after the stream because whatever I've created for you, she is going to teach you how to animate it. I know. Thank you so much for all the positive feedback, by the way. It's been really great to hear how much you guys are enjoying it. So we'll definitely be doing... No, Storm, don't go. Stay here. Wait, where am I going? Did I say I was going somewhere? I'm sorry. I'll stay. Thanks, Rabia. Oh, that's sweet of you. So... we've got 2 eyeballs here. We're missing something though. Shall we add pupils? Again, same sort of thing. Pupils are just other circles. So I can shrink it down here. Staring into our soul. We're going to make this slightly less horrific looking in a little bit. But I'm going to click and drag and duplicate. You know, I actually made some effort and put makeup on today, so I think we can add some lashes. So for that, again, let's break it down into the basic shape. We can just use a simple line. Do you guys remember yesterday I showed you about the different stroke variations that you can do? If you click on the stroke over here, I can give it a round cap instead of a butt cap. And from here, I can add a whole bunch of lashes around the outside. So... let's do some of that. This guy's turning out cute. Thank you. I think so too. I mean, it is supposed to be mean, but I'll take it. I'll take it. So from here, what we're going to do actually is a slightly different feature. We're going to go to Object and Repeat and Radial. I think you can kind of see what I'm going for here. You've got lots of different handles here to tweak the way this works. I can drag up and down for a couple extra lashes. drag it a little bit closer, and we're going to drag this behind. I think those are maybe a little bit too thick. Shall we change the stroke a little bit? We can probably put it to 5. Whoa, those lashes are long. I don't know how to put false lashes on. Let's make them a little bit smaller. We'll go into that. We will double click and head into it and just shorten those lines a little bit. Hi, Katarina! My soul. Now this is going to be behind the eyeball. Obviously it's filled in at the moment. Just for the example, let's go and add a white fill in here. We'll come back to the coloring later, but just so the eyes make a little bit more sense. So see? And there we have lashes. Just like that. Pretty simple, right? And it's all just down to the shapes we're using, which I think is really cool, because you get to really have a think about what's the best way that I can represent this simply that still makes sense. Looking at it now, the ears are a little bit too big, you know. I feel like we can shrink them down a little bit. That's too small. I said my ears were small, but they're not that small. Like, come on. I'm insulting myself here. Alright, 60 looks good. Yeah. I mean, the big ears are cute too. I'm not hating if you have big ears, okay? I'm just saying, for the purposes of this exercise, don't come for me. It's coming out. Does it make sense so far, you guys? Look at that. So far, so good. And for a mouth, I think you can probably guess what kind of shapes we could use. You could use the pen tool. Totally fine. Or we could use this line tool. You know, fun fact about me, my sister, whenever she used to make me in video games, the characters that she made that represented me always had this face. This face, always. I think I have a fairly neutral face most of the time. And it's funny looking back at it now. I'm like, I smile. I do have to make more of an effort to smile though. So from here, we'll make the character smile. So holding down the Alt key, it's going to change the handle ever so slightly. So you can see it's got like the little 2 balls on it and like this curve. That allows us to start bending the path. So here you go. If I hold down Shift, it goes down pretty evenly. Yeah, we got a smile going on there. I like the expression too. It's proper neutral. I like it. What else can we do? Ooh, here's another cool Pathfinder tool. So not right now because I've got a wig on, but normally I have an afro. So here's a way we can create an afro. It's circles. I think you probably guessed by now it's circles. Let's add a large cylinder here. As our base. And then we're going to add small circles around using a similar technique that we used for the eyelashes. Because I want that to basically go around that. And then we're going to use the Pathfinder to combine them. Resting unimpressed face. Does anyone else do that? Is it just me? Please don't let it just be me. I'm going to feel bad. So going back to object and repeat radial. And there we go. You have to use your imagination a little bit here because we haven't put a fill color in. No, I've got them both selected. I think that looks about right to me. I mean, can you tell? Let's hide some of this so it makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, okay. So let's select all of that, and with the Pathfinder tool over here, we're going to select Unite. Oh, actually no, first I need to, because the radial repeat is an effect, we need to expand the appearance so they're all individual shapes, and then we can combine them. And look! Got a cute, fluffy afro. It's so cute. I love it. It was mildly unimpressed, non-blinking 1,000-mile stare. That little smile changed the whole thing. Okay. That was It's really cute. Another fun fact, my nickname at school was Cloudy because the girls at school thought my afro looked and felt like a cloud. So there you go. Let me group these together so it's easier to duplicate them because I've already done one eye and should probably flip that over. There we go. Oh, she's so cute. It's a really cool way of making curls, right? Chibi's got her ducks in order. Oh, she's ready for you guys. You're in for a treat. Because you haven't seen what the final look is unless you've looked at the starter files. If you have, then don't spoil it for everyone. We'll have a look at it at the end. Let's add a little bit towards the front. So we're going to do the same thing again. An ellipse, object, repeat, radial again. But I don't need them all over here. I just need down the front, really. Let's have them down the front and rotate them a little bit. Yeah. So this is going to be like my fringe, or do you say fringe or bangs? I think we call them fringe here. I don't know. One of the two. And then, oh no. I think like that looks good. Might need to make it a bit smaller actually. A bit smaller actually. I've got the wrong thing selected. There we go. I quite like the look of that. We might just expand the appearance and then we will use the pathfinder tool to combine them again. More like staring at bangs go either. Wait, do bangs go either side? Is that why they're called bangs? Really? Have I just learnt something new today? Surely not. We're going to cut this at the side here, I think. Don't need it to go all the way up. And cut that here and delete that. And look, she's got a fringe. Oh, that's so cute. Can you adjust the position of the circles? Which circles? Americans say bangs and Brits say fringe. Oh, is that the difference? Cloudy is kind of cute. It's kind of cute. I mean, as a kid, it's like annoying. It's like, oh yeah, I have a name. But then again, my name is Storm and then they call me Cloudy. And then, I don't know. I did it. Curly Sue. You know, I think I prefer Cloudy. Let's go on to the torso, actually. Let's make this one a rounded rectangle, shall we? We got like... Oh, why is the time going so quickly? For this one, I think we'll keep it cute. I think like cute, small torsos and long limbs, right? But we can use that function I was showing you earlier of just changing one of the ends. So we have a hard edge, hard edge at the bottom, and a rounder edge at the top. So we have like sloping shoulders. Look at that. It's coming together, right? Shapes. Keep it simple. Always keep it simple. Can you make it asymmetrical? Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, Chibi, this isn't the file you're working on. Don't worry. This isn't the file you're working on. Almost like a Lego minifigure. It is a little bit, right? It's getting a bit confusing because we have so many lines. So before we get any further, shall we start throwing in some color there? So if you weren't here on my last stream, there are a couple of different ways you can add color. So long as you've got your foreground box selected, you can select color from here. Make the character green, why not? I'm not judging. Or you can use a library, which my sister and I have been using to great effect, like over here. Make yourself pink, why not? I'm not judging. Or you can go to the swatches. There are a whole bunch of swatches already installed on these programs, and you can add extra swatches, install them, or customize them yourself. Like if you have the libraries here and for whatever reason you can't get can't select one of the library colors. I was taught this the other day. You right click and you add theme to the swatches, and there you go. They're all there, which is pretty useful. But let's choose something that's a little bit closer to my skin color. That'll do. Hi, Alessandra. You're waiting for the Pez candy to pop out? Oi. once you've got the color selected that you want, which is really useful for like branding purposes, it keeps everything kind of uniform. You can just use the eyedropper tool and it will apply the stroke effect and the fill effect. Be mindful though, if you don't want it to copy the stroke effects, like maybe the stroke is a different color, hold shift and click and it will only select whichever one you've got in the foreground, either the fill or the stroke. Let's do the same for the hair. This will be when I realize the hair's in the wrong place. Nope, it's fine. Nope, wrong color. There we go, look at that. It's all coming together. Oh, I love it. This is so cute. Give her a white top. Same for the torsos. I think you guys can probably guess by now. For the legs even. Long rectangles. Looks about good to me. And we'll just pop that there. Let's pretend I have an Uber mini skirt on. Or like one of those mod dresses. There's one leg. Another leg. Love the headband. Thank you. Yes. Pixie will be streaming in like 10 minutes, 9 minutes. Same thing with the feet. You can simplify them just the same way. The way I actually do feet is I use the rectangle tool. I got big feet. You don't need to know what size shoe I wear. And we'll select. If I line it up like that, it looks a little bit too robotic. So we can add a little edge to it here. With the direct selection tool selected, click on one of the handles and then just round it down. And we got a foot. Hey, look how simple that was. And obviously you can make it as complicated as you want, depending on what your uses are. You can add gradients the same way, which works pretty well. But for this project going over to Pixie, we're going to keep it plain. RB has become the new Wade. We did establish yesterday that that RB is sassy, yes. 2 feet. Is this leg longer than the other one? It is. Good thing I have my smart guides on so I can snap 2. There we go. We drag. There we go. A little bit. Nudge it. There we go. So far so good. I like how this looks simple, but there's just enough details, right? Simple is awesome because it doesn't take much for it to get very complicated. But if you do it well, doing simple well is difficult, right? Oh, there's a cool way that I like to do eyes. So let me quickly show you this one before we head over to Chibi. So with this selected, I'll just have it as a fill color actually. My eyes are dark brown, so we'll do that with the fill, and I'll flip it around, change the stroke to like a 5, and now I got a pupil. Look at that. That's cute. A colored pupil. Oh, I have to get in there. Can't select it from out here, I don't think. No. Can I select it from in here? Oh, I can. And there you go. Staring right into your soul. I think you guys have an idea of how to make a character now. So this is what you've got to look forward to when you have a look at the starter files. I think you might recognize who these two are, right? Merry Quaint Dress. What's a Merry Quaint Dress? The way Wade has been punning it and giving us... Oh, Wade has been giving us Sans since the holiday stream. Yo, using those basic principles, I created 2 characters. One that looks like Pixie, and one that looks like me with my afro. I'm not doing my wig. Okay, I have too many. We'll just stick with the afro, guys. So on your file, you'll have one of us. I'm not sure which one, but I want you to stick a character of yourself or whoever on the other seesaw. And then you can make it yourself. I want to see what characters you come up with. But it's pretty simple to make these sort of characters out of shapes. I think you'll agree. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I can't wait for my sister's stream because now you guys get to make this move. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope it was simple enough and it was easy enough to understand, but you can combine them to make all sorts of interesting things. But that's it from me today. I'll be back tomorrow with another challenge. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.